Now we move on to Europe. In France, far-right leaders Marine Le Pen and Jordan Bardella are demanding fresh legislative elections after the resignation of Prime Minister Lecornu. Speaking in Paris, Le Pen said that the country has reached the end of the road and urged a return to the polls so that voters could decide the next step instead of political maneuvering. National Rally President Bardella supported the call, warning that any Macron-backed government would lack legitimacy and risk leaving France without a budget. He argued impeachment has no chance of succeeding given the power dynamics in the parliament. The pressure comes as President Emmanuel Macron weighs his options amid deep political divisions in France. Let's listen into what Jordan Bardella has said.
Il n'y a maintenant plus d'autre choix que de revenir devant les Français. Donc notre position, elle ne va pas varier dans ces prochains jours. Elle a toujours été la même. Nous considérons que tout gouvernement, aussi macroniste soit-il, n'aura aucune légitimité pour agir. Plus le président de la République patiente, plus il prend le risque de laisser la France sans budget et de prolonger l'instabilité. Donc plus tôt nous retournons aux urnes et plus tôt nous permettront aux Français de se choisir une majorité. Plus tôt, nous pourrons remettre le pays sur le chemin de la stabilité. Le président de la République refuse toute forme de rupture sur le fond. Il est évidemment l'homme qui, derrière le Premier ministre démissionnaire, tire les ficelles et a désigné très certainement les ministres. Donc maintenant, stop, il faut que la plaisanterie s'arrête. Il faut qu'on revienne aux urnes et que la France retrouve un fonctionnement démocratique qui soit un fonctionnement démocratique sain, stable et...
Now for this discussion, we're joined by Alexander Seal. He's a French and British journalist, joins us live from London. Thank you very much, Alexander, for joining us again. Good to see you. Now, given the far-right leaders' call for fresh legislative elections, how do you view the current political legitimacy of President Macron's government, especially after the resignation of the Prime Minister?
France is facing an unprecedented political meltdown. Sébastien Lecornu was appointed Prime Minister on the 9th of September 2025, so 27 days ago. And Lecornu has resigned, making him the 5th Prime Minister since 2022 and the 7th Prime Minister since 2017 when Emmanuel Macron was elected. His resignation came only short time after his cabinet was announced. He announced his cabinet yesterday, which has already drawn fire for recycling ministers from previous Macron governments. So Lecornu is gone. France has no functioning government, only a caretaker presidency, and a president rapidly losing his authority. But Lecornu's government was stillborn. It was named yesterday. It was criticized from when it was announced, not only from the opposition, but also from Macron's own camp. Bruno Retailleau, who is and was the interior minister in a few Macron's governments, publicly condemned this cabinet as incoherent and politically tone-deaf. So Lecornu realized he couldn't command a parliamentary majority. There is no majority in the National Assembly. His government was going to be censored by the far-left party. So really, Lecornu had no other possibility, and he decided to resign today. So it's really a historical moment for France.
And Alexander, lastly, how likely do you think fresh election could solve or would resolve France's current political impasse?
Well, both sides are demanding a reset, but for very different reasons. The far left, led by Jean-Luc Mélenchon and the Nouveau Front Populaire, insists that Macron had lost all democratic legitimacy. They're calling for a citizens' government built around social spending, wage hikes, and ecological transition, but they refuse any cooperation with Macron's centrists. The far right, led by Marine Le Pen and Jordan Bardella, has gone further. They are now demanding Macron's resignation and also members from the Les Républicains party, the Conservatives, want Macron to resign as president, but appoint also the far right wants a national rally prime minister to reflect the popular will. So it's a direct challenge to the presidency. Macron has no other choice. He can appoint a caretaker prime minister to keep the state functioning, but it would be seen as weak. This government, a new prime minister could be censored. He can dissolve the National Assembly like he did last summer, and with the polls suggesting that the National Rally could win, or he can negotiate a temporary share of power. This happened previously in France, but will it work? We don't know. So Macron has lots of possibilities, and lots of people are urging Macron to speak on TV about the current situation.
Oh, that is very insightful. Thank you very much, Alexander Seal, for joining us and sharing your insight as a French and British journalist all the way from London. This is all we have time for. We will continue to bring you more news updates